What's going on, guys? It is episode the Big 20. Hey, we here. We did it. We're out here. I'm Wesley. That's it for me. I'm playing games, and that's it. That's all you
He's
need
a
to know.
gamer boy. He's a reformed gamer boy, as I said. My name's Hi. We got a big show for you guys today.
As usual.
Yeah.
Get closer to the mic.
Oh my God, man.
I'll get closer to your mic.
Holy shit. Start this thing over, dude.
What's going on, guys? It's episode 20 of the Market Podcast. We did it, boys. Hey, we're here. My name's Wesley.
Wow, that's terrible.
My name's Hi.
What up, it's your boy, the butteriest biscuit in the batch, a.k.a. Boobiest batch, a.k.a. the elite beat agent.
All right.
Oh. And I'm Nico. Hi. Hello.
This is behind the technology.
Man's always mad late with this.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right. We can get
We're
started.
going to be 30 minutes into the podcast, and you're like, Mr. Behind the Technology.
I know. I didn't say it last podcast. I was
Oh.
very sad.
That's a big F. So yeah, this is episode 20 of the Market Podcast.
We're here.
We are Black Market Gaming. You know, we for anybody who doesn't know, we sit around this table, we talk about games, some other things, you know, anime, memes, movies, for about an hour or two. It's a pretty low energy start to the show, but
Closer to 2.
yeah, probably close to the 2. Depends on the week, really. This week will probably be close to the 2 again. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. So let's jump right into it. Well, first of all, I want to add an addition to a story we talked about last week.
It is too loud.
Before we jump into the actual window shopping. We talked about last week. We talked about a bunch of new Xbox news, and one of the features we particularly covered was a feature called Quick Resume, which allows you to resume from multiple games on your console. So meaning that you can keep multiple games open in the background and kind of switch between them depending on what you're doing.
Yes.
They also added to the information about this during the week and said that the Xbox Series X saves your save state in the cloud in case your console has to be rebooted for some reason, or you lose power or something like that. So that's actually, you can actually turn your console off and then turn it back on, and it'll still be there, which I guess is similar to how it does now, but now it does it because you have the instant on mode, but you could actually lose power, and you would have your game would still be suspended, exactly.
Sick.
Because of the power of the internet.
Yes.
And this also answers our question about how effective it's going to actually be, because we were talking about how much can you do this with, how intense can the games be. It doesn't sound like it really matters, quite frankly.
That's cool.
Though I'm assuming if you don't have an internet connection, it might matter then. But we'll find out. Most of the time nowadays, you usually do have an internet connection. Even though when Xbox tried to do that in 2013, they were just like, everybody's got to have internet. Everyone was like, no.
You can't force me to get on internet.
It's a different world now.
Not today.
That still wouldn't fly today, but it's a different world now.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I think it was just one of those things where, like, of course I have internet in my house, but paying for the subscription part is, I know my parents were a bit weird with, like, the whole subscription thing, like paying monthly to use a service.
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, live was not something I had all the time.
Gotcha.
Ah.
But now we adults out here, so.
Yeah. We get our own.
That's up to us, exactly. All right, guys, let's go window shopping. We got, I think, 9 items today.
We in here, we're staying with 9 windows.
Sure.
9 windows today.
Sure.
We had 9 windows last week.
All right, let's just get the big boy out of the way right now. We got a lot more COVID-19 stuff.
Of course.
Otherwise known as the coronavirus. Wesley doesn't acknowledge that name.
Not at all. I don't even know what that is.
Even though COVID-19 is just short for coronavirus.
It's the scientific name. Yeah,
That's why it's better.
it's the same thing. So first things first, the Overwatch League canceled weeks 5, 6, and 7 of matches that were said to be held in South Korea due to concerns around the illness. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I think South Korea has the second most cases of the virus behind China, if I recall correctly.
I'm quoting you on this.
Okay.
If you're wrong, you're fucked.
Here's the tweet from, well, actually, I got rid of it by accident. Here's the tweet from the Overwatch League. It says, in order to protect the health and safety of our players, fans, and staff, we are canceling plans to host OWL 2020 matches in South Korea in weeks 5, 6, and 7, including the Seoul Dynasty home event. We'll share more info about when and where matches will take place at a later, and I think they cut off the word date.
Not the owl.
Not the owl. So,
Also, side note, the LPL, the League of Legends Chinese League,
The Lipple.
sure, they're streaming scrims right now. I don't know if that has anything to do with their I guess power rankings towards the season, but that's what they're doing right now. They're scrimming and they're streaming it.
that's funny.
So
Because they haven't started their season.
nope,
And we're in week,
we're already halfway through.
we're like week 9 or 10 now.
No,
Huh?
like 6, 7.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We're in week 6.
6, yeah. This is the halfway point.
Yes, Haig, you are right. South Korea has the second most
All right.
Oh, okay.
cases.
Yeah, I had heard that a while ago. I
Looks like
wasn't
we
sure
won't
if
get
it's still
shut
the case.
down today.
And people just not related to games. I think a couple people now have died in the U.S. They're both in Washington State. One was in their 70s. The other was in their 50s but had health problems. So they're both immunally weak.
Yes.
So
This
they
seems to
wasn't.
be the common occurrence right
Yeah.
now. Is just people with weak immune systems, or so babies or older people.
Yeah. So rip. Moving on though, we do have so we have
Hey.
2 more things. Oh yeah, I forgot to mute my shit. There we go. CD Projekt Red pulled their presence from PAX East shortly before the actual event occurred this past weekend. Though there wasn't really much of a presence there for them, but I guess some of their staff were gonna go and hang out, but they decided to just kind of keep everybody home and make sure that they stay healthy, because you don't want to bring the diseases back to the studio and then the development is ruined of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the concern with a lot of these developers right
Yeah.
now.
Everyone just stay in their houses.
It's like if somebody were to get something, you don't want to bring them back and then everyone gets sick in the studio. All right, and then the big story, of course. So after another number of studios and publishers pulled out of GDC, including Microsoft, Unity, Amazon, PUBG Corp, and Epic Games, they all dropped out of GDC this week, and then ultimately the organizers of GDC postponed the event.
yeah.
This is coming from Matt Kim over at IGN. The article, the statement on the official website reads, quote, after close consultation with our partners in the game development industry and community around the world, we've made the difficult decision to postpone the Game Developers Conference this March. Having spent this past year preparing for the show with our advisory boards, speakers, exhibitors, and event partners, we're genuinely upset and disappointed not to be able to host you at this time. We want to thank all of our customers and partners for their support, open discussions, and encouragement. As everyone has been reminding us, great things happen when the community comes together and connects to GDC. For this reason, we fully intend to host a GDC event later in the summer. We will be working with our partners to finalize the details, and we'll share more information about our plans in the coming weeks. So, yeah, it's been postponed to the summer. We don't really know if it's going to be like an exact copy of what they were going to do right now, or not now, but like what they were going to do in March. Yeah, I guess it is March now, so
There you
Yeah.
go.
in a couple weeks. We don't know any information about refunds for tickets of people who were going, or for people who had planned panels and booths. Although that information might be out now. It's not in this article. That was IGN broke this story before it actually was officially announced, like shortly before it. And yeah, big stuff with this coronavirus right now. Like I said before, it was taking place in San Francisco, which has their own like local emergency declared right now.
Yeah, I think it's funny that I've been joking about the fact that COVID-19 is a better name, but like IGN exclusively used COVID-19 in this article.
Because it's more correct for a journalist to use.
Yeah.
It says here, in lieu of the event, GDC is offering any speakers who plan on giving their presentations at the show an opportunity to make those presentations available online through the GDC YouTube channel and a free portion of the GDC Vault, which is like a subscription thing that they offer that has like a whole bunch of resources on it.
Yes.
GDC is also planning to set up streams in order to still hold the Independent Games Festival and the Game Developers Choice Awards shows during the originally scheduled week of GDC. And like I said, there's no news of refunds for attendees or anybody who had a booth presence. This is a cool little thing. Rami Ismail, I forget how to pronounce his name properly. He's a developer. Him and his company started a fundraising initiative did he start it? No, he announced it. That was basically to get money for people indie developers who bought tickets and bought plane tickets and bought hotel rooms and stuff like that might not be able to get all their money back now, to kind of help them recoup those costs because of the event being canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, good man.
So yeah, good on that. If you want to donate to that is out there. I think it's gamedev.word. Is this actually a link? Yes, gamedev.world, sorry. And then you click English, and then there's your information.
Yeah, honestly, everyone just stop doing stuff. Stop planning anything. We need to stop. We need to get everything situated for it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of things getting canceled. A lot of uncertainty right now.
The Olympics too.
The Olympics are on. Yeah, there's definitely
the Olympics.
There's definitely an uncertainty there about if they're going to be held, because that's a very big conglomeration of people from around the world. But could you imagine if they canceled that?
Yeah.
Like, people have been training to do this. Because remember, the Summer Olympics happens only every 4 years, right?
Yeah,
so
4 years.
You're going to have to wait another 4 years. Because I'm pretty sure they said they would cancel it. They wouldn't postpone it. Because that's a very hard thing to postpone. Because you'd have to move everything.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Did they already build the stadium?
I don't know if they had to build something. It is Japan.
No, I don't think they built it, but
some countries have built things in the past, but
they probably preset like the arena or whatever up for all the events.
Well, from and I could very well be very wrong on this, but I remember hearing like several times that they don't reuse arenas. Like, they'll build an arena, use it once, and then just go somewhere else. They won't do anything with it. So it's just left there to rot.
That depends on which country you're talking about and stuff like that. There's a cool article author that I read a couple years ago that like documents a bunch of different places that the Olympics took place, not just arenas, but also like things that were made for specific sports events, and in certain other countries over like the Middle East and stuff like that, and they were just abandoned. They're just like sitting there. But that's not how all of the Olympics work.
Yeah, because the birdcage in China hosted the Olympics, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and that was used for League of Legends and other things. So
yeah, but
they're not all just
that would
left
still
to
be
rot,
a huge event to cancel.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes of that. That's all for coronavirus this week. I think I just put it all into one section. I heard that CD Projekt Red wasn't also pulled out of GDC before they canceled it. But yeah, it doesn't matter now. It's postponed. Hopefully it doesn't affect E3. That's the one thing that's interesting.
Yeah.
Though I'm sure it won't affect the announcements.
We're gonna do E3 in Discord.
Gee.
Yeah. I'm sure Microsoft will find a way to showcase their stuff at an event, even if they don't have like a show floor to put it on. They'll still have a stage. Sony will still find a way to show off their stuff with whatever way they're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's not at E3, and Nintendo will be fine. They're Nintendo. They do directs anyway.
Yep.
All right, moving on to number 2. So Square Enix has announced that they will continue to develop games for the PS4 and Xbox One, as well as next gen, at least for a little while. The quote from Yosuke Matsuda says, "It will therefore be somewhat further down the road that we release titles exclusively for the next generation consoles."
Side note, the sound in like it's pronounced Yosuke. A lot of times, yeah, the UKE is like shortened, pronunciation wise. So yeah, like it's Yosuke.
Yes, I know.
You said Yusuke.
Oh God, you're one of those people.
No, I'm just like pronouncing it out because I know how to do the syllables, but I don't know how to pronounce everything 100% correctly.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so if you have an Xbox One or a PS4, don't fret. You'll still have access to a lot of Square Enix games for at least a few years to come. They won't be developing any exclusives for the next generation yet. Which I guess isn't very surprising because we started to see other people do this. We talked about how Microsoft is doing this exact thing for their own console for first parties.
I kind of assumed that everyone was going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, what they're saying is they're not going to make any exclusive next-gen games at all, like, for a couple of years.
Okay.
I know, you'll see, I'm sure you'll see some developers that release, or you've seen in the past at least, some developers that will release some games exclusive to next-gen and some that are cross-generational, depending on what it is. For example, you're not going to see a next-gen exclusive Call of Duty game for a while. Especially this time around, I don't think so. Unless they really want to push the envelope with what they do.
Does that not matter with Xbox because of the what's it called? I forget the system that they put in place where like the version doesn't matter.
Smart delivery.
Smart delivery. Yeah.
I mean, it'll matter eventually when they develop an exclusive for the Xbox Series X, you won't be able to play it on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
The smart delivery is more so about when you have multiple versions for each console, one for Xbox One and one for Series X. It'll play whatever one that you for the console that you own.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it multiple times. But when there's only a next gen version, there's only a next gen version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Next, we have some sad news.
Oops.
Kazuhisa Hashimoto, the creator of the infamous Konami Code, has passed away at the age of 61.
Yikes.
Quite early, quite frankly. I don't know what happened there, but that's a real shame. The news broke through Konami composer Yuji Takenouchi on Twitter, which was confirmed by the official Konami account shortly afterwards. So let me take you guys down a little bit of a history lesson here, because this article lays out some information. Let's see here. Hashimoto was a programmer and producer for the home console port of Gradius, which in 1986 was the first video game to use the Konami Code. Hashimoto put it in the game as an aid for his playtesting, memorably saying that he obviously couldn't beat it. For unclear reasons, the Konami Code was left in the shipped game and was later used to playtest other games made by the publisher. Contra, which launched on the NES in 1988, sold much better than Gradius and is more closely associated with the Konami Code's origins. In it, cheat code sharers discovered video gaming's charm of making up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. And that is that Konami Code right there. And
I actually didn't know it was in Gradius.
And yeah, it was in Gradius first, it's saying. And we're blessed with 30 lives, absolutely critical to a super tough one-hit kill side scroller like Contra, because Contra is it's a hard
bullshit.
game. It's a hard game, to say the least. It goes on here to talk about how the code ended up in more than 100 Konami games, and also is in 22 other games made by different publishers. Usually as a tribute and revealing an Easter egg or a secret message or something along those lines. And then a little bit of a quick history about Hashimoto himself. He was born on November 15th, 1958. In a 2003 interview translated at the end of 2011, he said he joined Konami in the early 1980s making circuit boards for coin-operated roulette and slot machine games. The company's early success with coin-operated video games led to an expansion in that area. One of his first works was 1983's Track and Field, a landmark sports video game whose popularity in the U.S. rode a wave of interest following the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Hashimoto stashed Easter eggs in that game too, such as the UFO that is speared by a javelin if the player deliberately aims it off the top of the screen. Lol.
Jeez.
Hashimoto was soon assigned to port these arcade titles to the NES, in a process in which a team of 4 people took about 6 months to complete the work. 4 people porting a game from an arcade machine to an NES back in, like the 80s. He chose the inputs for the Konami code because they were easy to remember and yet hard to repeat by accident during normal gameplay. Hashimoto added that he was influenced by the hidden commands in 1983's Xevious by Atari when creating the code. Hashimoto left Konami sometime after the turn of the century, even though, quote, even though I've gone on to participate in most systems launch games from Gradius 3 on the Super Nintendo and Paradius on the PC to games for the PS2, he said, I think I like the Nintendo era the best of all. And that is the end of that.
Rest in peace, Maine.
Indeed. It is a shame. His Konami code is definitely something he left behind, that's for sure.
That's just an iconic piece of gaming history. Everyone, more so like people older than us, like they know that code like by heart.
Yep. It is it's pretty recognizable. All right, moving on. Number 4, this is for Nico. New details about Ori and the Will of the Wisps have emerged before its imminent release on March 11th.
Oh my god.
Remember, so this game comes out next Wednesday? Next Wednesday.
I am ready, dude.
Sick.
So the game is 3 times the size and scale of the original.
Wow. Jeez.
It will have side quests. Wow. The Soul Link save system has been replaced with autosaves.
Wow. Oh,
Clean.
nice.
It has a, quote, heavy influence from Zelda, end quote.
I don't know what that means.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't know what that means exactly either, but it sounds exciting. Escape sequences are back, it says.
Yes.
And more light RPG elements are
Okay.
introduced.
Interesting.
So
The
that's...
escape sequences were the best thing about that game. That's crazy.
Well, there you go. And you got just there. So yeah, some details. The game comes out next Wednesday, like I said. So be ready, because it's coming soon.
I'm so ready.
One of the few Xbox exclusives that come out like every 6 months.
Yep.
Though that might change coming this fall. Number 5, Games Marketplace GOG has a new refund policy that is quite liberal, as I described it here. This is coming from Stephen T. Wright over at GameSpot. Two
Big
different
difference.
things. Two different things. One is going out of business. The other,
Yeah.
I don't think so. So you can now refund a game that you've purchased for up to 30 days after you purchase it, even if you have launched it and played it.
Ah.
There is no cap to how many hours of it you can play before you return it.
Nunny.
Wow. So you can just blast their game and then return it?
If you really want to, yes. This doesn't count towards gifts and individual DLC packs.
Okay.
And here's a quote from the article real quickly. It says, according to the policy details, GOG says that it may refuse refunds in cases where users attempt to, quote, hurt the developers that put their time and heart into making great games. Quote, while it's difficult to know exactly what that means, given that there's no stated limit to the number of refunds offered, users should probably refrain from refunding every game they mildly dislike, lest they lose the privilege entirely. So basically what they're saying is,
Yikes.
we're giving you a really cool refund policy. Please don't abuse it, or we'll ban you from refunding things.
Yikes.
So yeah, good on them, though it is a bit dangerous. But it's also GOG, so it's not like this is Steam doing this where everybody's already on Steam. GOG is a little bit less popular, but it's still a good place to buy games if they're for sale. I think they have a pretty good developer cut as well, kind of like how Epic Games does. GOG used to stand for Good Old Games because they used to be a storefront for older games. But they sell things now like The Witcher 3 and stuff like that.
Oh.
I think they're actually their office is actually like a floor above or below CD Projekt Red's office in the building over in Sweden.
Cheap.
So yeah, or no, Poland. It's not. It's Polish.
Yeah, Poland.
As I knew, it's one of those countries. Number 6, developer Sanzaru Games, best known for developing Sly Cooper: Thieves in Time, has been acquired by Facebook's Oculus Studios. So, the studio will still operate independently regardless. So, they are still an independent studio. They can make games for the platforms. The vast majority of the staff have followed the company during the move. So this developer has had some highs and lows. I highlighted their most notable game releases here. Going from earliest to most recent. Secret Agent Clank for the PS2 in 2002.
Yup.
The Sly Collection for PS3 and Vita in 2010. Sly Cooper: Thieves in Time for PS3 and Vita in 2013. I know Trey's looking at me like that. He's was that game was the one that wasn't good, right?
It was a good game. It just I didn't like it as a Sly Cooper game.
Yeah.
And
That was the last Sly Cooper game, right?
Yes, it was also the only Sly Cooper game that ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, you
And
told us about
great.
this.
It's been like 6 years, and they still haven't even given us a hint of if there's going to be another one.
I forget who owns the IP to that game. Is it Sony? Or does somebody else own it? I gotta look into that. They created the God of War collection for Vita in 2014. Then they created Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal for 3DS in 2014. And Sonic Boom Fire and Ice for 3DS in 2016.
Thank God you stopped making Sly Cooper games.
Yeah,
you can hop on that Sonic train, man.
They made the 3DS games, not the Wii U games.
Oh, good. I was worried.
According to Wikipedia, it says the publisher of Sly Cooper games is Sony, so I assume they own it.
Okay. Who was the original developer of that series? Wasn't it like a...
Sucker Punch Productions.
That's right. Okay.
And they knocked it out of the
And Sucker
ballpark.
Punch is owned by Sony, so it doesn't matter.
They knocked it out of the ballpark every time.
Hey man, they could still do it, though Sucker Punch is currently working on Ghost of Tsushima, so that's quite a different game. So we'll see what happens with that. And then finally, they worked on Spyro 3 Reignited from the Reignited trilogy for 2018, and they also most recently made Asgard's Wrath for Oculus Rift in 2019, and that was supposed to be a pretty good game from what I'm hearing. And they've made other VR titles. There's other things they've made that I didn't put in here. These are just the ones that I recognize. And
I'm gonna go out here on a limb and say Sly Cooper would have been better
What? What do you mean? Oh, you mean like
than anything y'all are making.
Oh.
Except for Ghost of Sushi, because apparently that's gonna be crazy.
Isn't Sucker Punch doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not.
He's talking about
Yeah.
Sanzaru was the last developer to make Sly Cooper
my bad.
games. Yeah.
No, you're good.
So they're owned by Oculus now, so they can continue on this VR path, which sounds good for this developer particularly, because they are, they have one of the most successful games probably is Asgard's Wrath, which.
Why do you guys not like making games that you know people will buy? Instead, you're just like, everyone has a VR, so let's make more of those.
By the way, it sounds like these guys have multiple teams, because some of these games came out like around the same time.
Apparently not a Sly Cooper team.
I guess not.
Nope.
Or y'all niggas just trash.
That could also be on Sony.
Make the fucking game. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I think it's Sony.
Sony, make the goddamn.
Actually, I remember
just tell someone to make it.
I was reading something in one of the articles that said that I remember this. Sanzaru Games was like, if you guys want another Sly Cooper, tell Sony, because they're the ones that have to greenlight it. So, hey, Mr. Sony, Mr. PlayStation,
Mr. PlayStation.
Mr. Stayplation.
do my boy Trey over here a solid.
I don't know why the hell you would end a game series with the only cliffhanger in the series.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It might have been fine if he ended it at 3.
They must have intended for making another game and then just haven't been able to do it.
If you ended it at Sly 3, I'd have been like, all right, cool. That's it. That's the end of it. Then you made this one. I'm like, Sly. I like what you tried to do here, like story wise, because I like seeing the past Coopers. But why do they look like that?
What they need to do now, though, really is what they should do is make another reignited trilogy for this game series, and then you can gauge interest and decide if you want to make a new game.
You could. I think for me it's just like Crash and Spyro were all those games, they were PS1 games.
Yeah.
Holy crap, have we come so far from PS1.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
So now we have like PS4. Oh, look at the first, so freaking amazing. Don't get me wrong. It would like the Sly Cooper trilogy, if you did the same thing, would look freaking amazing on like the PS5, whatever. But I feel like it wouldn't be as big of a leap. So people wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, look at it."
When was the first Sly Cooper game reveal? What release? What console was that on?
PS2.
Oh, okay. So
that was like, I think that was like early.
Yeah,
PS2.
that makes sense. So yeah, it wouldn't be as big of a jump, but it would still. I think it's still fair, and it's in that vein, right? You got this. Yeah. You got this Crash. You got the Spyro. You got the Sly Cooper. I think Sly Cooper is the smallest of the three, but still.
Yeah, it definitely is, but like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about Sly Cooper. There are probably those people who like, it's not my type of game, or I just couldn't get into it. But it's not like, this fucking art sucks, this thieving mechanic sucks.
I don't hear anybody say something like that, yeah.
It's good. It's so good.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully something positive. Though there's not really much to go off of right now, and the current developer is now owned by Oculus. Though, like they said, the studio is operating independently.
Now you get to make VR games that 5 people are going to buy.
I think they did the same thing with a few other developers. Beat Games, the guys that make Beat Saber, are also owned, and I think they also operate independently. Or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else that was owned by Epic Games. Could be wrong. That is that.
Bitching is over.
We're moving to number 7. Nico, did you have something to say?
I was going to say this. Let me see where it is. If the players unlock the game's secret ending and clip is shown that hints at a potential future installment in the series, as Trey's talking about. But on November 14th of 2014, Sanzaru Games released a statement that they are not developing a future game. And their statement was posted on Facebook saying, this was someone from the developer, I don't know who. They said, I wanted to respond to a lot of questions regarding Sanzaru Games and Sly Cooper. While we, like you, dearly love the Cooper gang, we are not currently working with PlayStation on a project, and there are no plans to work on another Sly Cooper title. We are very proud of the work we have done on Shattered Crystal and the initiative from Sega on the new Sonic Boom series.
Wait, back up a little bit. They're proud of that?
Apparently.
I didn't need to read that part of the statement, but yes.
Oh.
It doesn't sound like Sanzaru Games is going to be the developer to make a new Sly Cooper.
While this post doesn't make it clear whether Sony has decided to hand over the project to a different developer or not, it seems certain to have upset some fans on social media.
By the way, completely random side note, I'm fairly certain that the game that Blue Point Games is working on is a remake of Demon's Souls.
Oh yeah, that train wreck of a name.
Yeah. Because that was the rumor for a while, and then Colin recently said on a recent podcast that he was like, he made it obvious that like he's been hearing something that's probably what it is. So that's just that was just thinking about that. But I wonder if after they do that, they could actually, I think they have multiple teams. They could have somebody work on a Sly remake, because or you could give it to one of the guys that did the Spyro or Crash remakes. The difference between those is, although those games were generally on PlayStation consoles, those IP are owned by Activision actually. Spyro is owned by, or not Spyro, Sly Cooper, the other S name, is owned by PlayStation, I'd imagine.
I'm just upset now.
It's those two game series, man. It's Star Fox and Sly Cooper. Those things that just like that are not being treated properly right now, and they need to come back in a good way.
At least like all of the Sly Cooper games, you can't say that they were bad games. It's just that like
That's true. Yeah, that's different. Than
you just kind of go
Star Fox.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's
Yeah.
just this isn't an improvement on really anything. Whereas with Star Fox, it's like I don't know about like the ones prior to 64, but it's like 64 adventures, assault, command, 0. It's like
Lucky.
Yeah, it's not always great. It's not. Isn't it? It hasn't had as good of a track record.
0 could have been amazing. Motion controls. Everyone loves motion controls. Anyway, moving on.
Number
Before I
7.
go on a rant.
Kojima Productions may be already teasing something new, perhaps Silent Hills.
Is it a Star Fox
Question
movie?
mark.
So, here's
not.
some things. Nico, there's a couple pictures in here I'm going to need you to put on the
You didn't
screen.
have to say no.
It's something you need
So-
to
Turn around.
you need to hear.
Turn around.
What is happening?
I don't know.
I was telling him something he
I'm
needed
going
to
to
hear.
shove that mic up your nose if you don't turn around and let I continue. Let me be happy. No, let me be salty in peace.
The official, this is an article by Richard Wakeling. Oh, actually, did I not say this earlier?
Did you say Wakeling or Weakling?
Wakeling.
Okay, I was gonna be
Oh, by the
very
way, I
upset
meant to
for him.
mention the Polygon article about the Konami Code guy was by Owen S. Good. That's his name. I meant to mention that.
You.
Cheap.
Yeah, Mr. Good.
Mr. Good Dude.
Is that? Could you imagine, man? That's his name.
What's
People are gonna
that?
call him Mr. Good. But yeah, so this is an article at
Mr.
GameSpot by Richard Wakeling. Forget Richard. The official Kojima Productions Twitter account recently tweeted an image of head of communications Aki Saito scribbling on a post-it note. Other Twitter users have been quick to point out some apparent clues in the tweet that point towards Silent Hills. So this, like you see this here, it says Kojima Productions. Sorry to be silent, everyone. I've been really busy lately. I think I can say more soon about what we are going to. This is obviously translated. It's an English version of that. And then there's also this. This is what
Get this
what
face
Aki
on there.
tweeted. Hi, Aki is still alive, and he's still, he tweeted about this, and he is still head of communications. He's in Japan. I'm in the UK. This is, I don't know who posted that, who that is exactly in the picture, but you see here. So you see this picture here. You go pull up this picture of this man with the post-it note in front of him. You scroll past it
What?
Nope.
with the post-it note in front of him.
What?
No. There's no post-it note. Up.
What?
Right there.
Oh, the first one. I thought we were done with the first one. Okay.
No. They're both relevant. So the article describes it here. First off, the tweet uses the word silent, and if you zoom in on the image, you'll see that Saito is using a pyramid-branded pencil in a presumptuous nod to Silent Hill's most recognizable monster, Pyramid Head. As for what's written on the notepad, it very clearly says "next week!" exclamation point. Could we be in store for some Silent Hills news next week? Or maybe this whole thing is just a red herring to disguise what Kojima Productions actually has up its sleeve.
The pencil was completely on accident.
What is a pyramid? What pyramid branded pencils? What is this?
That's what they have laying around the office.
Bro. There are some more clues, however. Late last year, Kojima himself tweeted out an image with the caption, "Working on the next concept while no one is in the office." This, of course, led Twitter to users zeroing in on the fact that Kojima is working alone in a silent office.
Yeah.
Not to mention the hill displayed on one of his monitors.
I don't know. I don't believe y'all. Y'all are stretching now. Y'all are stretching now.
Look, I've seen the Smash community in action. I'm not surprised by anything anymore. When niggas stretch.
The Metal Gear Solid creator also name-dropped PT in another tweet explaining that he watched Thai horror movie. You talking about
Yeah, we talked
Kojima?
about
Yeah,
that.
Thai
Ty
horror
dollar
movie,
sign.
Thai horror movie The Eye when making the Silent Hills teaser, and that he's doing so again to quote awaken my horror soul. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Another interesting tweet that could feed the fires of speculation comes from Masahiro Ito, an artist that has worked on the series and was crucial to the creation of iconic monsters. He tweeted Pyramid Head RIP on its own. It's not, wait, what? He just tweeted that by itself?
Shoot.
Sure.
Pyramid Head. Right,
Interesting. And then he also tweeted back in 2017, if I should make a new Silent Hill, I would not use Pyramid Head or kill him in its opening. So he wants to kill off that character, apparently.
Yikes. It was a mistake.
It is strange, though, considering that Konami is the one that owns the rights to the franchise of Silent Hill. So I don't know if he could make a Silent Hills game.
That's a very weird dynamic when you make something that you don't like, but everyone else likes it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It might also just be one of those things where it's like you're tired of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Could you imagine putting out something and you're just like, it's not good, and everyone's just like, it's amazing. I'm
That's
just like,
that's why you should always do, at least Aaron's advice for YouTubers is always do something that you like, because if people don't like it, well, at least you have fun. But if you do something you don't like and they do like it, then you're like, oh, that's what you guys like.
I mean, this is definitely a teaser on its own. Just you can see based on look at the way he's holding that phone. He's doing that as a pose. It says next week on the
Maybe he just got style.
Next week on the post-it note obviously means something. This was posted on February 28th.
or he just has a meeting next week and he was just about to put that on his wall.
Exactly. What's wrong with you people?
Exactly.
It literally
Holy
just
shit.
says
Absolutely nothing.
next week exclamation point by itself. I don't think
Stop
that's the case.
stretching.
I don't need you
You're
guys stretching.
going to hurt
And there's
Exactly.
all this stuff about
Jeez.
that's
All y'all are
spamming
gonna
and
hurt
Ludens
yourself.
here.
Don't we stretch to not hurt ourselves?
Yeah, but if you stretch too much, you'll hurt yourself.
Well, yeah.
He has a Mac
That's
here.
that's what we're doing
He has
right
his MacBook here with. I
Stretch it
think
too
this is
much.
I think this is the Kojima website pulled up. It's just from Ludens, from Sapiens to Ludens.
Can't believe y'all niggas.
Yeah, there's all this Kojima production stuff here.
I mean, they're at the office. So,
I'm over it.
I'm excited. I want to see what's next.
You're gonna be excited for nothing because nothing's happening.
Exactly.
Gee, let's move on.
This nigga gonna be breathing into a mic for 30 minutes.
Something is definitely happening this week. We'll find
No.
out what it is later.
Nah, next topic. Nothing.
At all.
Go on. Come on.
Have you even played the Silent Hill games?
No. What do I care?
What are you hyped for?
What?
Shut up.
I thought you said, "What are you?"
Don't tell me that everybody was excited.
Why are you high?
Don't try to tell me that everybody that was excited for PT has played the Silent Hill games.
Look, ain't nothing happening. And you know nothing happening.
Something was happening.
Y'all ain't real.
All right, moving on. We're going to switch over to back to America over here. Riot Games has officially revealed the title once known as Project A.
Finally.
Which is a competitive first-person shooter, as we knew, but that they announced back in November during the Riot or the League 10 event.
Yeah, the thing I cried at.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
We all cried. Let's get real.
Yeah. So the game is called Valorant, which you can already tell is, they already said this is taking place in Runeterra, in the same universe
It's
as
League.
League.
Like,
Yeah.
And Valorant is basically the world of League. So it's called Valorant, and so there's a couple things here. There's a little teaser. There's also a gameplay. Teaser that we can watch, and then there's some information to go through. So let's watch this real quickly.
Alrighty. Sure. 1, 2, 3.
Wait.
What?
It's not on YouTube anymore.
It's not.
God damn it.
Well, it might be.
It might be, but it's on Twitter.
God damn it.
Why?
Have fun.
It's harder to edit things when things are not on YouTube.
Look at hot.
Bass.
Look at those.
Bullshit.
okay, so it's... Oh, shit.
So that either means that we're getting a release this summer or a lot of information this summer alongside maybe perhaps a beta or something. And then on top of that, we have alpha footage. That's about almost 3 minutes. So let's watch that.
This one is on YouTube, Wesley.
Oh,
There you go.
Fun.
This is the important one.
1, 2, 3.
I haven't actually seen this one yet. Jesus Christ. Look at that menu.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Remember, this is akin to both CS:GO and Overwatch in the sense that it is.
Please clean that up.
Oh gosh. Should we do it?
I love how it's just the developers playing and talking to each other too.
Sometimes it happens, you know.
Okay. The hell?
As I grab.
Gee, what was that?
Okay, so
Oh, okay, it's like a scanning thing.
but what is that wall? Oh, okay.
Remember we saw like a wall thing in the original trailer? Or the original information that they talked about this game?
Yeah, but I don't know the extent of what that does. I think it's just there for obscurity.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like a smoke screen. What the hell?
Wait a minute. Wait, go back?
No, don't do that.
You'll hurt Wesley. You can go back. We can keep it on again while we discuss.
Oh, okay. I think I get it.
I'm just ulting your front of B.
Yeah, you don't need to go back.
There's also no music at all, which is interesting.
They have a crypto.
I think that has a gun on it, Trey. Oh my God! What? Remember these? Remember these textures are obviously not done.
Okay. That's cool. I know what that does now.
Did it say alpha or pre-alpha? It's alpha. Yeah, it does say alpha. I just looked in the description too.
Alright, let's do this.
It does actually say in the description, if you like what you see or hear, come play in summer 2020. So that means we're gonna be able to play this in some capacity this summer.
Oh, okay.
So some people are, by the way, some people are already like forming competitive teams for this.
Yeah, TSM tweeted, they tweeted, like, we're already winning.
I like this.
First
I
tournament
like
or
this.
whatever.
I'm pretty sure there are people that like Dr. Disrespect and
I like
stuff
this music and shit.
that are already like, I'm playing the fuck out of
This
this.
is heavy as hell.
That's cool.
So okay, two things I noticed. Number one, while your skill shot is flying through the air, I'm pretty sure you can direct it with your reticle. Because I straight up saw one peek behind the wall, and then as it was approaching the ground, he like kind of like flicked his mouse a little bit and it curved. Number two, that little field of fog that dude laid down, it's pretty much like a caustic thing where like when you stand in it, your health depletes, but it won't kill you. You'll stay at 1 health.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you step out of the field, you regenerate your health again. So it's not enough to just lay down that field and be like, okay, whatever, I'm going away.
Yeah.
You have to actually like go in there and kill them.
Because I think the goal of this game, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. I have a couple things to read. Is that you're still playing a competitive shooter, and your goal is still to shoot your enemy to death. Though there's some tools you can use to help you with that. I want to read the description under this video real quickly. It says, Valorant is Riot Games' upcoming 5v5 character-based tactical shooter. This alpha gameplay footage was captured from an internal developer playtest. Pardon the video quality. We hope you appreciate the gameplay. If you like what you see or hear, come play in summer 2020. So that means to me that we're either getting a beta or a full launch in summer. A full launch would surprise me a little bit, considering this game was only a project name till yesterday, because this got accidentally leaked by IGN yesterday before it was supposed to come out, which was kind of surprising of them. IGN doesn't usually fuck up like that. But
So wait, they said that you can play the alpha in the summer, or the beta?
no.
in the summer?
I'm saying it only says right now, if you like what you see or hear, come play in summer 2020. So that's what I'm saying. To me, that means either we're playing a beta or we're playing the game. We don't know exactly which one it is yet, but we're going to be able to play it in some capacity.
I saw a tweet. I'm trying to find it about. It was about like how in this game particularly
I think it's the tweet that I have people pulled up here,
Yeah, see?
right?
Bam.
Or was this
yeah
something else?
no it's this
Yeah, I sent this, so that's why you saw it.
okay
We'll talk about that in a second.
no I actually saw it on my Twitter earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, I was just reading some of the comments. Okay, so quickly, we're going to do two things now. I'm going to read a tweet from somebody who's got some information here, and then I'm also going to read this stuff on their website for Valorant, which is also really well designed. I like this. So this is from Necrit94 over on Twitter. He says, since it was confirmed that all agents in Valorant will have the same hitbox, it now makes sense why they have the same animations too. It's to make everyone the same target. Otherwise, a bigger target should also have more HP to balance it out. This was an issue in Apex Legends, he refers to.
Because big characters like Gibraltar and
So
Caustic
every
aren't that
character in
great.
this game will have the same hitbox, and they have very similar animations as well, because they want it to be, you want to be able to shoot the same thing and not have to worry about what kind of character it is.
Yeah, because...
Which is them trying to find a balance between the CSGO-esque gameplay and the Overwatch-esque gameplay.
This is more so obvious in fighting games, but small characters are usually good. Big characters are usually bad. Mm-hmm. Just simply because of hurt boxes.
We get a herd. Excited to play that. At least try it. I hope I can get into it.
Yeah.
Because considering how similar it is to CSGO in terms of just like the fundamental gameplay of it being a shooter the way it is, that's one of the most competitive spaces, and people play those kind of games too much. And they get too good at them. It's just not fun to play against.
And either you're legendary or you just don't know how to play.
Yeah. So hopefully I can get into that.
It's true.
Because I'd like to play it.
What was I going to say? If it does release in summer, then beta early summer, release late summer.
Yeah.
Or beta mid-summer, release early mid-fall.
Okay, yeah. So let's see what it says here on the website. It says Summer 2020 Valorant. Riot Games presents a new competitive competitive stage for you to shine from. That's where I saw shine. A 5v5 character-based tactical shooter where creativity is your greatest weapon. Then you scroll down a little bit. It says where precise gunplay matters. Here's what we think. Here's what we think it takes for you to trust a game enough to invest 128 tick servers, at least 30 frames per second on the most minimum spec computers, even dating back a decade, 60 to 144 FPS on modern gaming rigs, a global spread of data centers aimed at sub 35 millisecond pings for players in major cities around the world, a netcode we've been obsessing over for years, and a commitment to anti-cheat from day one. So they're trying to do everything right from the get-go here over there at Riot Games.
The fact that they mentioned netcode makes me so happy.
Shooting in Valorant is precise, consequential, and highly lethal. We want you to win on your skill and strategy alone. They also put a little caveat here about how the latency also matters with your ISP and your internet connection. But creativity is your greatest weapon. Imagine this. Tactical shooter meets hypernatural powers. Everyone's got guns and a unique set of abilities, so how do you beat someone with the speed of wind? Use your own moves to outplay them and beat them to the shot. Valorant is a game for bold strategists who dare to make the unexpected play, because if it wins, it works. And then they show one of their characters here. She has a name, I forget what it is.
She's from South Korea, apparently.
Apparently. Says that there, yeah. And then you can sign up for a newsletter on the website, as well as there's links to their Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. You can follow them, and those are all up. So we don't have too much information yet, but we have enough, and we are going to get some playable form in summer of 2020. I'm excited.
Immediately, I'm thinking that if anything, this is going to be the game that I play. Of Riot's games that they're releasing, this is going to be the game I play the least. Because immediately when they said that we want you to win on skill and skill alone, I'm like, CSGO, and Rainbow Six. Oh God.
Because it's more like CS:GO, I think I can play it. If it was like Rainbow Six, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Rainbow Six on that a streamer has been doing lately.
I've
That game is something. I love watching it. I'm not gonna play it.
every time I see someone play, whether it be like casual or like
I
a
also
ranked
don't like
match,
the gunplay.
like they can snipe me from my house and they're at Wesley's house. And they'll just be like, all right, I'm good. I'll go play something else. I'm good. I'm all right.
Well, the good thing is if you get in early, then you have the opportunity to be,
1 second.
to get some experience. This game is free to play too. I saw that somewhere,
That's
Ah,
good. That's good.
which is not too surprising. Yeah, I'm excited. Although you said you think you're gonna play this more than Legends of Runeterra.
No, I said
less, I
I'm
mean?
probably gonna play this the least.
Hey, you're gonna play less than that game?
Probably.
Okay.
Depending on it solely depends on if this is like, like I was gonna say PUBG, CS:GO, and Rainbow Six, where like either you're an expert or you're trash, which I don't like those type of games. But yeah, I also want to know if there's some sort of like collectibles past cosmetics, and if this is free to, they're most likely going to be loot boxes.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see what
probably.
happens.
Because how else would they make money off of this product?
Oh, I don't have the loot boxes.
They own League of Legends. They don't need to make money off of any other any other of their games. Really,
It's true.
they'll be fine.
They could literally just not do it. They cannot monetize anything else, and they'll be perfectly fine. Number 9. Platinum Games has revealed the second and third of their 4 stars in their Platinum 4 teaser. That we will discuss.
second and third?
Ouch.
I'm going to discuss the second one in a minute. But, I got a couple others to do first. Couple other Platinum Games things to do first. Platinum Games head producer Atsushi Inaba, in an interview with Famitsu, said that the 4th and final star will be something, quote, very interesting, end quote, which leads us to believe that it's not something we already know about, like Bayonetta 3. I don't know if there's any other Platinum games we know about so far that haven't been announced through this.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Babylon's Fall. That's a thing too.
What? Oh.
But it's probably not going to be that either.
Baby fall.
BB.
Know what that is.
Baby lion.
So I'm going to get to the second star in a second, but the third star, which was announced I think just like less than a week ago,
Third star.
is an announcement that Platinum Games is opening a studio in Tokyo. This is their first true development hub outside of their main headquarters. Their main headquarters, I checked, is in Osaka, Japan.
Okay.
So they're going to open a studio in Tokyo. So they're expanding a little bit.
And they're gonna make a game called COVID-20.
Oh
Man.
So yeah, that's obviously not a game announcement, but that is part of their big 4 here. And that's pretty big for them. They're opening a new studio, so that they're expanding.
Dong.
They're gonna yes,
Nice.
they are expanding their dong in a developmental sense.
Yeah, they need to keep up the big dick energy.
And as for the second star, well, that's going to be in the trailer section today. You misunderstood what you think. What are you confused about?
I'm so confused.
You
now.
just confused yourself without Wesley having to say
I couldn't
anything.
explain why he was confused, so I just said what.
back up.
It's because I said, yeah, they're going to need that big dick energy. And you were just like, yeah, we're going to talk about that later. I was just like,
That's not. I didn't hear you say that at all.
I
All
did.
right, well, we're gonna have to watch back the tape later.
Yeah.
Can you tilt your mic up towards you? Because it's like facing
okay.
your chest.
Dick.
Anyways,
Your pop filter is also completely. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Messed
All right,
up.
Continue.
We're moving on to the trailer section now.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because the second star for their whole thing, Platinum Games revealed a new IP that is currently titled Project Gigi. This comes from Joe Juba over at Game Informer. And the article reads, in an official message from director Hideki Kamiya, he explains that Project GG is different from the previous Platinum Games efforts because it's a new IP owned by the studio. Quote, for everything from its setting and characters to its game design and story to how it's promoted, Platinum Games is in full control, Kamiya said. The announcement contains no release window, but don't expect to see the game soon. Kamiya's message notes, quote, the finish line is still a long way away. So then there's a trailer, there's a little teaser. I haven't actually seen this yet, so let's go see what it is.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's a logo. Cheap.
Whoa. Turn it up just a bit.
No. Bro!
Jump Force 2.
Stop.
Gee, why?
What is this, Cloverfield?
That'd be awesome.
Kofi.
Save the dog!
Why is he look so sad?
Because his leash was stuck under the thing.
Someone save him! Not you.
Whoa! What is this font? What the?
Ant-Man.
Oh.
What the heck is this?
What is happening? Oh my god!
Oh, that noise.
What the hell is that, man?
Oh, I'm interested, I
I don't
suppose.
know what's going on, man.
It's a mobile card game.
Yo.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong? You guys don't have phones?
Yo, I would just throw the whole studio away.
So, alright.
Oh my
Throw the
gosh.
whole new studio
Get over
away.
here.
Oh
You're
man.
sick, man.
So yeah, that's what Platinum Games has been working on.
It's kind of crazy.
I'm assuming sometime within the next few weeks we're going to figure out what that last star means, and
Hopefully.
I'm hoping it's something near related. Although I don't know if they have the opportunity, they have the ability to do anything with Nier, because I don't know if they own the IP to Nier. So we'll see. So we have a few other things to watch. Frictional Games, the developer behind Soma and Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which we talked about this a few weeks ago, are teasing a new game. They had like an ARG, remember, where people were finding like little like creepy clips and stuff like that. So now there's a new clip that's been going around that people like bigger news sites have been sharing. So we're gonna watch that real quickly and see what that's about. It's only 30 seconds.
1, 2, 3.
Don't lose it. No, come on. Need to find him. He must understand. I am Tazi. I am still Tazi.
Oh. Okay.
Whoa! Yo.
What?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah, that was a teaser. I don't know what's going on.
All right.
But yeah, these guys make horror games, so just be mindful of that.
Interesting.
And also, Soma was a very philosophical game too.
Okay.
So
Figured,
there's an ARG going on.
I don't like whatever. I see what you're looking at, and I don't like it.
There's more things to go check out if you want. Next, they got a little teaser for Halo Combat Evolved.
I saw this.
Coming to PC. The anniversary version that's on MCC is it's almost out. It's been in public testing, and so we have a little teaser, just like a little. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just play.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's on Twitter again. Oh.
All I need to know is did
You might be able to find this one on YouTube.
Both know the answer to
I
that.
hope so.
We made a blind jump. How did they?
Get here first. The Covenant ships have always been faster. As for tracking us all the way from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited.
We were running dark, yes?
Until we decelerated, no one could have missed the hole we tore in subspace. They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet. And in about 90 seconds, they'll be all over us.
Well, that's it then. Bring the ship back up to Combat Alert Alpha. I want everyone at their stations.
Everyone, sir?
Everyone.
Figured everyone.
And Cortana, let's give our old friends a warm welcome.
I've already begun.
Let's give a round of applause to Microsoft for releasing the same game 3 times in a row.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They had a similar teaser for Reach when it came out with the same like graphics. They were like going like around all the helmets of Noble Team and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like voice lines from the beginning of the game, and cut together with that really cool teaser. So yeah, the game's coming.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yo, what the? What is
The
why?
captions leaked gameplay.
Why? That's from Halo 3 too. What the? Oh God.
I don't understand the whole Ice Age baby thing. I don't
Neither
get
do
it.
I.
He's ugly.
He is ugly, but so is every character from that show, from that movie. Lastly, we already knew that Death Stranding was coming to PC. Now we have a date. It's June 2nd, and there was a little teaser they released, a little goofy teaser that they put out. So we're gonna watch that real quick. It's like 30
A
seconds,
little death strangling.
and then there's a picture to look at too, if it's not in the teaser.
1, 2, 3.
As a member of Bridges, you're going to work with the rest of us to rebuild America.
Man, he's got a steam valve in the back of his head.
I'm not even talking about that. It looked good.
It does
Jeez.
look good.
Ugh, that looks disgusting.
Of course it does.
Look at the frames though.
Yeah, that looks ridiculous. That looks ridiculous. Oh, yeah, I saw this.
He's sick, man.
What is that supposed to mean, man?
It's just Kojima. That's all it is.
Is that them fucking around? But that's not just them fucking around to say it's on PC and Half-Life is like the PC game.
Yeah, it's just them putting
It says, but it
them-
says Death Stranding X Half-Life.
Yeah, it's just
Are they
just,
just, is he just putting Death?
what
Crabs
you're
in
probably
the-
gonna see is
Death Crabs in the game?
you're gonna see Half-Life stuff in the game, and you're gonna see something Death Stranding in
Alex.
Alex probably, and that's
Yeah.
that's a picture from the. It looks so stupid, man.
The game looks ridiculous. Oh my god.
Yeah, that game looked crazy actually on PC. I'm not playing it again, but I'll play Horizon again when that comes to PC because that's supposed to be coming to PC. But I'm not playing this game again on PC.
I almost threw up. Jeez.
That game looks so good though. Yeah, so that's it for the trailers.
Cool.
Now let's jump into the payload.
And we're out of here.
No,
No.
what do you think this is?
Baby school.
All right, guys.
I understand babies be dropping payloads.
We
and
got
they're setting
two.
off.
We got two stories today. Number one, we got some PS5 stuff to talk about.
I hope so.
Some rumors. We've been talking about Xbox a lot lately. Here's some PS5 stuff.
Sony hasn't been talking to me. I need them to talk to me directly.
This is from the guys over at PSU. That's the name of the website.
Yes.
Um,
I'm a Sony guy now.
Okay.
They have to talk to me.
Oh yeah, Wesley bought a PS4. By the way.
Yeah, I bought a PS4.
According to respected Japanese journalist Zenji Nishikawa, Sony is apparently set to release a more enhanced PS5 Pro alongside a standard PS5 SKU this holiday season. We've heard this kind of rumor before. As usual, buckets of salt should be at the ready.
Cheap.
But Nishikawa, for his part, has been proven right in the past on rumors regarding the Switch Lite and the leaked technical speculations or specifications of the PS4 Pro prior to its launch.
Okay.
So here's what. Yeah, as it turns out, Nishikawa originally reported this back in September of 2019, but it has only been brought to light now thanks to a post by VFX Veteran, a verified user on NeoGAF, who stated the following. So here's the statement. He said, "All right, people, one last time. I heard that there are 2 consoles per company. The mid-gen refreshes are going to be introduced at release so that these consoles can run the entire 7-year cycle. Xbox Series X that was released yesterday is the top end one, 12 teraflops. There will be a base Xbox Series X that is slower than that one, which we talked about as the Xbox Series S is what we're calling it, or Project Lockhart.
I forgot about that. Ever since the Series X came out, I forgot that there was 2 consoles being released. I totally forgot about Lockhart.
Yeah. Well, unconfirmed, but yes.
Yeah.
Sony is releasing 2 PS models. The base PS5 is 9 teraflops. Their other one is also top of the line to compete with Xbox Series X top dog. This all makes sense now as to why people are getting mixed numbers for each of the platforms. I also heard that the top of the line models will be expensive. No pricing, but I would guess around $600. Also, no dates on when the top models will come out for PS5. My guess is that they're going to release both models at the same time. So, interesting. Indeed.
He's saying 600, jeez.
Yeah, I hope not.
I mean, that's for the top model.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
We're talking about Series X,
Yeah.
basically.
Jeez.
We shall see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens there. Because 9 teraflops for the PS5 versus the 12 teraflops for the Xbox Series X. So that was truly just the only consoles that are coming out. That would be a problem for Sony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully not too expensive though. Well, I guess that wasn't much of a payload, was it?
Oh, that was it? Wait,
Yeah,
I
that
thought we
was
had
it.
the Google.
Well, that's 2 different things.
Oh, okay. I thought we were like, all right, that's it. That's the whole thing.
Well, if
We're
there's-
moving on to the news
If there's anything
blast.
to be discussed, do we have any thoughts on this?
No, I mean, like, I just hope it's not 600, to be honest. I want the Xbox One Series X. I'm most likely not going to get the S, but that remains to be seen. We'll see what the value is of each of the consoles, but I'd want to get the top of the line.
Same. All right. Let's move on to the next thing in the payload, which is Google isn't giving developers enough incentive to put their games on their Stadia platform.
Idiots.
This is coming from Business Insider. The article is by... Oh, God. This is... Please go away, advertisement. The article is by Ben Gilbert. I'm just going to read this through. After years of development and hype, Google's long-rumored push into video games arrived last November with the launch of Google Stadia. Google Stadia isn't a game console, yada yada. We know all this.
Yada yada yada.
Yeah, we know there's not many games on the Stadia. There's only 28 titles right now. There's supposed to be 120 more games coming out this year. But where are the dozens of indie hits that helped bolster the libraries of Sony's PlayStation 4, Microsoft's Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch? Where are the games like Bloodstains, Shovel Knight, Dead Cells, and Untitled Goose Game, the blockbuster indie games that sell millions of copies and inspire sequels? These games have become critical to the success of any new game platform, yet of the 28 games currently available on Stadia, just 4 fall into the indie category. We were approached by the Stadia team, one prominent indie developer told me. Usually with that kind of thing, they lead with some kind of offer that would give you an incentive to go with them. But the incentive, quote, was kind of non-existent, quote, they said. That's the short of it. It's a statement we heard echoed by several prominent indie developers and 2 publishing executives we spoke with for this piece. Quote, it's that there isn't enough money there, one publishing executive we spoke with said. The offer was apparently, quote, so low that it wasn't even part of the conversation.
I was about to say, so are they just cheaping out? What?
Sounds like it.
You're Google, what? What is happening?
The, quote, incentive isn't solely financial, but it's the main part of the equation. Quote, when we're looking at these types of deals, end quote, another prominent indie developer said, quote, we're looking at, is this enough money where we have the resources to make what we want, or is this an exclusivity deal that gives us security, they said. Each of the people we spoke with who asked to be granted anonymity due to ongoing employment in the video game industry, echoed this sentiment and said that Google simply wasn't offering enough money in addition to several other concerns. Quote, there are platforms you want to be on because they have an audience and you want to reach that audience. That's what Steam is, or that's what Nintendo Switch is. They have big groups on their platforms and you want to be with those groups so that they can play your games. But Stadia doesn't have a large audience to reach, at least not yet. So Google must create that incentive for developers. And the people we spoke with said outside of money, there wasn't much reason to put their games on Stadia. It doesn't sound like there's much money there either.
Exactly.
Quote, if you could see yourself getting into a long-term relationship with Google, one developer said, but with Google's history, I don't even know if they're working on Stadia, if they're working on Stadia in a year. That wouldn't be something crazy that Google does. It's within their track record, talking about abandoning projects. That's what they're referring to. This concern that Google might just give up on Stadia at some point and kill the service, as it has done with so many other services over the years, was repeatedly brought up unprompted by every person we spoke with for this piece. So
wow,
Google really gave themselves a terrible reputation here.
Yeah, they're not trying like at all to make this work. I feel like
that's just stupid, man.
Y'all are trash.
If anyone's gonna make it work, it's them. But they failed a ton in the past, and we walked away from major services. Yeah, that's just another statement here. When reached for comment, Stadia representative Patrick Sable said, quote, the publishers and developers we speak with regularly are very supportive and want Stadia to succeed. It is also worth pointing out that not every publisher has announced their games for Stadia so far, and more games will come to be announced in due course. We know that, obviously. They already said there's over 120 games being added to the service this year. That's basically it. I mean, like...
That's crazy, bro.
They want Stadia to... It seems like they want Stadia to succeed more than you do.
That's what I'm saying.
Google's got a really... Dude, your Alphabet. You have so much money.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
one of the biggest companies in the world. You need to put money into this. Gaming requires a lot of money to get into. If you're going to do it, you have to invest. And it sounds like they invested in, making the Stadia team and building things up, but they haven't invested enough power into the actual systems that run these games, it sounds like.
Networking with any other of the developers in this space.
And it sounds like they're not investing in the developers. They're not investing in the games themselves, other than the one like AAA studio that they started. Which, don't get me wrong, that takes money too. That takes a lot of money too. But jeez, man.
Someone didn't think this through.
Exactly. A couple people didn't think this through.
They really weren't ready to enter the gaming space, even though they've had so long to figure this out. They've had so long.
That's crazy. I can't imagine, like, and I'm not a business person, but I can't imagine sitting in a meeting or over there at the Stadia team just like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing?
I mean, like being a part of the Stadia team, or like being
and hearing that.
No.
Like, I would be like, our weekly meeting comes around and we're not doing so hot, and people aren't taking our offers and stuff, and I'm just like, well, there's your problem.
You need to throw more money into it.
Exactly. I don't know.
Man.
I mean, I was skeptical of Stadia before it came out, but I did not think this would happen.
Neither did I.
No, it's just
I
really
didn't think
weird.
it'd be that bad.
I thought Google was going to be able to nail it. They had so long.
Yeah.
They have so much money. They have so much infrastructure. I figured they were going to nail it. The thing is, Stadia isn't terrible. Like, there's a lot of people who have good experiences with using Stadia and running games on Stadia, but there's too many caveats. There's too many things that happen here and there. Like I said, the games don't run as well on some of these games don't run as well as they should. They remember they boasted that their servers have 10.6 teraflops, something like that, of compute performance. The new Xbox Series X that comes out in less than a year has 12. And that's, by the way, that's the raw equivalent of the power that the RTX 2080 Super has. So that's a lot of power.
Wow.
And the fact that these guys are having trouble with a lot of things, man.
And on top of that too, it's like, have we really ever heard of a company not just getting into the gaming space, but just doing anything, whether making a game, doing whatever, just not from the outside seemingly putting in the effort and enough to make it work. Like, they have all the resources, all the money, all the people that they can dream of to make this thing happen, and it just doesn't seem like they're willing to
Doesn't
go
seem like
all
they're trying
in.
hard enough?
Yeah, it's so weird.
I think Amazon's gonna do this, and they're gonna do better.
Yeah,
I see that happening.
Mr. Bezos knows what he's doing. But like he's literally just taking over everything, every aspect
He's
of
taking over
every
the world.
Literally, there's I heard in India, they're looking to like make Amazon a thing over in India. But the thing about India is there's a lot of like family-owned businesses for like tech and just different things.
Yeah.
And they're actually protesting out there because like Amazon's literally just gonna put all those businesses out. And like,
And they're not even doing it like they're usually most of the time not even doing it like intentionally or maliciously. It's just
they're just eating up
like
different
Amazon has their ridiculous at this point same day shipping and a lot of they're not like taking out businesses on purpose. This is literally just they're just improving their business.
Yeah.
And it's working.
Exactly.
Nobody can keep up.
And then also this is a total sidebar about
Sorry.
Amazon, but and also like you know the go I don't know what they're called, the grocery go stores or whatever, the Amazon
Yeah.
stores. Yeah.
What was it called?
I heard they're making bigger ones.
Oh boy!
In
Where are they
major
now? I know there's
cities.
one. I know that the first one was in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's where Amazon, I think, is headquartered.
Amazon
Amazon's original.
grocery stores. Yeah, I heard they're making like bigger ones, and I can't remember the specific like.
Yeah, Amazon Go Grocery.
Yeah, Go Grocery. That's what it is.
Here, go back up. I think this article is talking about it. This is from last month.
Let me see. I didn't prepare this. Oh my god, ads.
And a handful of major U.S. metros.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Does this have the size
Amazon
of
is
the?
just taking over the world, dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the size of the stores because like the ones that we have now. Is this what it is? Or is this the new one? If you want, we can keep talking. I just didn't know.
Yeah. Whew. And I was just saying, I think Amazon's going to do this better than Google is right now. And it's a shame because Google should be able to do this better.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Google. I mean, that's it.
Stupid.
That's the story.
The crazy thing is, too, is they know they had the opportunity to be the front runner into this cloud gaming space, and they could have done it like perfectly, and it's just nowhere near.
Yeah,
close
it's
to that.
absurd. Because no one was really doing it well at that point. Like no one was doing it very seriously at that point. PlayStation Now has been a thing for a while, but it's been not that serious of a cloud gaming contender. Microsoft had been working on xCloud in the background, but it still wasn't out yet. It wasn't even in like public form yet. And then you had things like GeForce Now, which are based on your own games that you own already. Which, quite frankly, GeForce Now is a better version of what Stadia is, except for the fact that now all these developers have pulled out.
Yeah.
Nobody new left this week, as far as I'm aware. By the way, so that's good. All right.
Damn shame.
You want to move on?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can go.
I don't
yeah.
feel sorry
I
for
want
stupid.
to go to one of these stores, bro.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, so the regular stores were about 1,800 square feet, which isn't like super big. The new ones that they're gonna be opening, which are full size, are like 10,400 square feet.
Jesus. That's literally like 10 times the size.
Yeah,
that's like a real like market, like a real
a supermarket. Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be a supermarket where you just scan your thing and then leave
Yeah,
it
it
has
uses
no-
sensors near the like on the shelves of the items where you can just literally like, pick up and go, and it like
you don't even have to scan anything.
Yeah.
You literally just pick it up, put it in your bag. When you're done in the store, you walk out. and it charges you.
Lou had a problem with the commercial about it because people were just picking stuff up and then just throwing it in their cart or whatever. And he was just like, I'm a guy that goes to the grocery store and looks at my sandwich. I gotta, people look at their food.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, wow, where people just like grabbing the
Yeah,
shit and throwing it.
he was just like,
Especially if it's like fruit.
like
or
fruit, yeah.
vegetables.
People were like going over fruit, just throwing them in the cart. He was just like, that's not realistic.
Gee, man.
It was really funny.
Yeah,
But,
it's
yeah,
like unless it's like a bag of chips, I'm gonna look at what I'm grabbing.
He's like, I've been to a grocery store before. Look at my sandwiches.
Yeah, that's the thing is like they're all the employees in these stores are focused on like restocking, customer service, making these getting these like fresh areas set up properly because they don't have to worry about they don't have to be in cashiers or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, we're
All right, we
away from
went
games
on
now.
a tangent, but yeah.
All right, let's finish this out with a nice big news blast over here.
Let's
I guess I'll start us off, and then we can go around. The last thing on this list I'm gonna do, by the way, because that's
All right.
Oh yeah, let me
Something
pull
else
up.
to
If you want
Let
to
me
hog
pull
all
up
the
the
glory, that's fine
I
with
need
me.
to pull up
I
the
guess.
thing. Shit.
Did you want to do it before or after this?
Huh?
What thing? Oh, this thing.
Yeah, it's like the.
Oh yeah, because we're
Ooze.
going back. And forth, yeah. Hey, I did a normal burp.
Alrighty, starting
Thank
off with
God.
number one of the news blast today. Xbox games with gold for the month of March are Batman: The Enemy Within, which is the Telltale game series. That'll be available this whole month on Xbox One. Shantae: Half Genie Hero will be available for the second half of this month to the first half of April.
Alrighty.
On Xbox One. I'm definitely picking that up and playing that because I've been meaning to play that game and I haven't gotten around to it. Sure. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 will be available for the first half of this month for Xbox 360.
Alright.
Also backwards compatible. And Sonic Generations will be available in the second half of this month, also from Xbox 360.
666. So I got number 2, and it's only right that I do this now since I am a Sony guy.
Can you shut up?
PlayStation.
He's all of a sudden a PlayStation gamer.
PlayStation Plus free games of the month. First we got Shadow of the Colossus, the recent remaster. Sonic Forces. Wait, what? Oh, free. I forgot that's a game.
No, it's not a game. It's just saying, yeah, so these are these will be available starting March 3rd.
Oh, they're just,
So,
both free,
the way it looks, it makes it look like free is the name of the
that's what I'm
game.
saying. I was just like,
and it's coming out on March 3rd or whatever.
Yeah, so these both are free starting March 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
way that Sony does it, sorry.
So yeah, enjoy Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Xbox got the better Sonic game in this roundup.
True.
Is it terrible for free? I guess it still is. Like it's not worth playing.
What really are you playing it for?
Yeah.
Hell, at first they made you pay for Supersonic. Are you fucking kidding? Whatever.
The reason why I mentioned that, by the way, though, is because about coming March 3rd is because they do theirs. Their games always release on the first Tuesday of every month, whereas Xbox does it from the first day of the month.
All right, so the Wonderful 101 remaster already has its release date. It'll release on PC, PS4, Nintendo Switch on May 19th, 2020 in NA.
Yep. So we already have the release date for that game.
Cool. The Resident Evil Twitter tweeted recently that a demo is on the way and that more details will be revealed in the near future.
For Resident Evil 3 Remake, by the way. I didn't specify that by accident. But yeah. So we got a demo coming for you to play. Well, the game comes out pretty soon too, so there you go. Next thing. As we previously discussed on the podcast, a fan remake of the first Half-Life game, titled Black Mesa, is exiting early access, though now we have a release date. It is coming March 5th. So by the time you hear this podcast, it's available.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
out of early
Cool.
access. So enjoy.
Did you enjoy playing it? I know I did.
Cheap.
Just now.
This man
in
played
the
it.
past.
This man played it exactly.
It's a good game. That game.
So we got a bit of some somber news here. Unfortunately, it sounds like the Resident Evil Code Veronica remake is not yet in the works, and that a Dino Crisis game was also scrapped a few years ago. This comes from the prominent Resident Evil leaker Dusk Golem, the one and only, who has a good track record releasing Resident Evil 3 remake screenshots as recently as last week.
All right, so Square Enix dropped a demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake
Yep.
this morning
That just came out today.
on PS4. Playing the demo also gets you an exclusive theme at launch.
Cool.
Oh, that bass, man.
I got. Wait, how long is that available? Or
Probably for a while.
for a while? Okay.
It's a
Is
demo,
that-
it's not a
Is that how
beta.
demos work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Demos usually just come out and stay out until... Sometimes they'll remove it when the game launches, maybe, but they'll be out for a while.
I'll do it for the theme.
Xbox revealed 2 new controller designs this morning, both available for pre-order now. Both $69.99.
So we have
Magenta looks clean as fuck.
Show the go on Instagram and show the picture that they posted.
It's right.
of it.
It's down.
Oh, is
it's
it down there?
It's down
Okay.
below. Yeah.
Oh Lord, that looks good.
Oh, that bass, man. So the Phantom Magenta Special Edition comes out March 17th. It'll cost $70, and the Arctic Camo Special Edition comes out May of this year, and it'll also cost $70.
I don't care about camo.
Sometimes I wish I was a controller collector.
One of those some of those camo spots are actually translucent. If you see.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
See,
I don't like camo.
I get that. Listen to me, Trey. I get it. I get you don't like camo. I'm not a huge camo person too, but Xbox, they've been doing these little workarounds. They be putting in the camo, but also giving you something spicy, like the camo gold shit that they did. That controller is sick. It's camo, but it's sick. It's stupid. They be doing it.
Appreciate.
I live around rednecks, unfortunately, so I see camo way too much.
Oh yeah, you're in Maryland. So.
Like every other person is fully decked out in camo. Camo hat, camo jacket, camo sneakers, camo shirt, camo pants. I'm like,
I'm surprised you
That-
didn't see them.
I'm like, that is not style at all. I hate you, by the way.
Unless you're just wearing like your military uniform. Which
I was
is
like,
different.
how does it feel to look exactly like your neighbor
I was gonna
and his
say,
neighbor?
Nico, I was gonna say you're not funny, then I laughed.
You're stupid. He's sick.
All right.
I'm gonna take care of the last two here.
All right.
Antonio Banderas has recently joined the Uncharted movie, which we talked about last week,
Oh.
alongside director Ruben Fletcher, who directed Venom. I think he did something for Venom. That's what I saw. So that movie has a director now, and it has another actor, which I don't know what he's playing in the movie, but he's in the movie now. And lastly, this is the thing I wanted to cover a few weeks ago, but I forgot to do it after we had to end the show kind of early because I had to go to class. But we're not in a rush anymore, so I can get this done and out of the way. So PlayStation podcast host and longtime industry veteran Colin Moriarty is releasing his first game alongside developers Lilymo Games. The game is called Twin Breaker, a Sacred Symbols adventure, and is a brick breaker game with a storyline written by him, Colin himself, and starring him and Chris, the other host of the podcast. So, yeah, it's a...
Wait, Ray Gun?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. oh, God.
Well, they do the podcast together. They've been doing it together for about a year and a half now, I think.
Well, goddamn.
That's what it's also called. It's called their podcast is called Sacred Symbols, which is why the game's called A Sacred Symbols Adventure.
Okay.
So yeah, if you didn't hear me right, it's a brick breaker game, but has a story.
I don't understand the goddamn word.
I don't understand the goddamn word.
So the game is currently only coming to PS4 and Vita, as of right now. You know it's got to come to Vita if it's coming from Colin.
Definitely Colin.
Yeah. It's coming on March 24th, so later this month, and it'll only be $10.
Cool.
And if you buy it on PS4, it'll be you'll have access to the version on Vita and vice versa. It's a cross-buy game.
Cool.
But there will be a separate trophy list for each version, so you can get the trophies twice.
Cool.
I'll definitely check it out at least.
The trophy list includes, as he describes, a quote fun platinum trophy. So he designed it that way on purpose. Lilymo Games, by the way, is a one-man developer who we worked with him on this game. He's the one who did the development of it. Colin wrote it. Colin obviously co-developed it in a way. The game is also this is new news actually that was released today. The game will also get a limited edition physical release that will be available for both consoles. It'll cost $35 and comes with a custom sleeve depending on which console you buy it for. It'll have a different sleeve, a printed manual, a soundtrack, and an individually numbered certificate showing which copy you have.
Nice.
There was originally going to be only 1,000 copies of each version, but they decided to cut the cap off because there's so much interest in buying it. They were just like, okay, we have to try to make more of these.
No cap.
The thing that's hard though is that they don't make Vita physical copy cartridges anymore. So a lot of these are leftovers.
Once again, I tried so hard to say you're not funny, and I'm struggling not to laugh. Can't do it.
And finally, the physical copy ships in May. So that's my boy over there, Colin Moriarty.
You moving?
I've been listening to this boy speak in podcasts for 5 years now, I think.
Dag.
Now that he's released the game, he's Barnacle Man.
I don't get that reference.
Barnacle Man.
So yeah, go check that out. It comes later this month. I'm definitely buying it. I think I'm going to get a physical copy on PS4. And that is it. That's the podcast.
Well, I'm on PS4 now too, so I can check it out.
Shut up.
Get us out of here.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Nah, he's definitely wrong until Thursday.
What's going on, guys? All right, I don't know why I said that.
Wow.
Out of here.
All right, that's gonna be it for episode 20. We made it, boys. Hey, we're here. We never quitting. We're doing this forever.
This is the last episode, by the way.
Until one of us. This is the last episode.
I have one more thing to add about this game, by the way.
All right.
I just saw this. The pre-orders for the physical copy will be open for 2 weeks on PlayAsia, and then they will close. So if you want a physical copy, buy one. But there's no limit on how many they're going to make. But they do need to gauge how much they should make.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Remember to give us a like on the video if you enjoyed yourself, and comment. We want to hear y'all's opinions on today's topics. That's what I said. Subscribe if you want to see more, and don't forget, if some of you bozos are sitting there wishing you could listen to the show while you're doing your homework, driving, whatever y'all get into, look no further. We're on a number of podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Castbox, etc. All links are down in the description below. Same goes for you audio listeners. If you want to see anything from the episode, hop over to the YouTube at Black Market Gaming. Show your boys some love, man. We out here. And we're out of here.
And one real quick thing, since we never talked about games that we played, update on my Assassin's Creed Odyssey play.
Oh, God.
I have beaten every single main game, basically, except for doing like the collectible things where you go around the map, you use the riddle and find you find treasure.
So he lied to you?
What?
I didn't hear what he said.
I beat the first DLC, Legacy of the First Blade. I am now on the Fate of Atlantis DLC, and yes.
And then he'll be done finally.
No, finally be done after like 125 hours.
This man Nico's gonna finish everything and then just like stare at the dirt.
Yep.
And you just sit there reflecting on
I
it.
don't know what to do with my life anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
You got
everyone.
some?
See
You
you.
got one more thing to
Trey,
add?
you got something?
I fucking hate you guys.
What? This is your thing.
You are 100% prepared to skip me, and then Haig had to remind you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shut up. Anyway, as I was saying, if you ain't watching us on YouTube, I'm gonna wait till it's raining, and then I'm gonna smooth out the bottom of your sneakers.
Yo.
Oh, what, you gonna use some sandpaper or something?
No, they won't know what I'm using.
What's wrong with you, man?
I'm gonna use their front step.
See, I can relate to this because I have some sneakers, some Nike Tanjun that have no bottom.
Stop rubbing your hands.
Nah, you know what? Fuck my story. Goodbye. I'll see you later.
All right,
Yeah,
end the
goodbye.
podcast. Bye-bye. See you next week.